What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we're talking Peacemaker Season 2, the premiere episode, and for no reason whatsoever, we're talking about the Fallout trailer that released prior to our last stream. But there was quantum mechanic problems, time traveling might have been involved. I didn't just forget to load it in OBS or anything. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But we're going to talk about it tonight because we love Fallout. But before we get into all of that fun, Dave, Doug, how's it going, gentlemen?
Well, Keith, I am fan freaking tastic. Had a good show last night down in for them wonderful people in Medina, Ohio. It was a good show. Had a good time. But I've watched this show, Peacemaker, opening of season 2, twice already. I was really happy with it. We'll discuss that more. Doug, how are you doing?
Well, Dave, let me tell you, I am outstanding. And yeah, like you, I've watched it twice. It was good. I enjoyed it. Can't wait to talk about it. But I thought I would tell you all a little bit of news that I think you gentlemen will find exciting.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Is it about Wonder Man?
No.
Of course it is.
Unless you're talking about me being the Wonder Man.
Hell yeah, you know it.
Right.
You're
I
Superman
took part
tonight.
in my first ever fantasy football draft.
Oh boy.
May we
It's
ask
not
who
just
you
are they
got on
having
your
fun
team?
anymore.
What's that?
May we ask who you got on your team?
A bunch of people from, like across different teams. I don't have the list in front of me right now, but I did research each one prior. Like I was looking at the notes, looked at the numbers from previous, what do you call it?
Seasons?
Fantasy drafts. We were using Yahoo Fantasy Sports Draft, so it made it very easy. Everything was like right there in front of me. I only got my hands on one Lions player, which I'm a little disappointed because, they did pretty well last year. So I was kind of hoping to get more. I've learned a lot about football in general, which, you guys know I don't know anything about. But yeah, it was a pretty fun experience. I'm looking forward to it. Although I will say, Yahoo said that my draft list was a D minus.
Yahoo doesn't know blankety blank about blank, so blank them blank and blank.
I said the same thing. Thank you.
But
I
they
said
do
the
have a
same
good
thing.
system for the fantasy football. It's very easy to use.
Yeah.
It is very intuitive. You are correct.
But that's me. Keith, how are you doing?
Gentlemen, I am tremendous. Now, I have not had my fantasy football draft yet. We do that Tuesday before the season starts. But I am interested to hear who Doug's team is, but obviously that will have to be at a later date because he doesn't have it in front of him. And we need to talk Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1, The Ties That Grind. And it starts out, Peacemaker is woken up by Eagly, who wants to go outside, but
Like
Not-
any other pet. I love it. He's pecking at him.
not now. But he doesn't take. He decides to take him to the quantum area, and Eagly flies off and kind of leads him to a door that is another Peacemaker universe, where he goes in and you see things about the tremendous trio, or what? I can't remember. It wasn't the tremendous trio. Well, it doesn't matter. But he
It was
sees.
just called The Trio. I don't remember it
Oh, you're
having
right.
any.
I think it was the trio.
Mhm.
And then he sees his dad, who's like, "Hey, how you doing tonight? Or you look off or something."
He's like nice to him.
Yeah.
Are you sleepwalking again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a yes. Are you sleepwalking again? Which I believe threw Chris off a little bit.
Yeah, you think?
His dad was a
Considering-
little different to him in his world than this one is.
Which we saw in the little recap thing, which, by the way, I love that they, in the recap, I love that they switched the ending of the previous season. They say, I think they phrased it in the opening like last time in the DCU.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
And then they show, the ending with the whole Justice League, but it's the Justice Gang now. I thought that was a nice
Yeah.
little twist to
That's
show
another
that
thing.
now a different universe.
Another thing they changed was when she was on the phone Last she said Justice League, and in this one on the review she said Justice Gang.
Yep.
So they're making their little adjustments. I
Yep.
like it.
Yep. That
It's
was
not
smart.
bad.
That was smart.
It
Yeah.
was the easiest way to do all this. Just
Yeah.
don't get into too much wackiness trying to explain it. Just 6 seconds of new footage, and it's covered.
Yeah. And have we gotten to the? Or were you about to discuss the new intro, the new opening song?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
okay, I have thoughts.
Well, let's hear
Oh,
them.
My only thoughts are last year's was a lot better.
I
I thought
agree.
it looked like they were under pressure to make this one better, and I don't think they made it.
The song, I think the tempo was too slow for, an opening to kind of hype you up and get you into the show.
Yeah.
The only thing the new one has going for it that the first season didn't have, because I agree with everything you gentlemen have said. First season's was a lot better. The song was more of an anthem, got you hyped up for the show. This one, well, it's a good song. Nothing wrong with the song. Not as hyped. But we do see Eagly attempting to dance in this one, which
That's
I was
true.
like, okay, that it wins that, but season one wins everything else. But I want to see how it grows on me over the season too, because loving the first season one so much, I don't want my feelings to, for the first time watching it, well, 2 times watching it, to interfere with how it could be. It could turn out to be the greatest thing of all time, but probably not.
I haven't watched the behind the scenes yet. I meant to. And I know that James Gunn said about the opening in the first season, he mentioned that there was reasons behind like every move, behind the choreography, and he mentioned this is showing essentially the entire every episode in the first season. There was some sort of themes to it. So I do wonder what the themes, if any, are in the choreography for this dance, this opening.
Yeah, I thought that right when I was watching it too, and then in the beginning, him in hardcore,
Mm-hmm.
it's like he saved her from something, and he set her down, and then she did that and pulled away. And at the end, he's carrying her like Dirty Dancing on his shoulder and spinning,
Mm-hmm.
and he sets her down, and they have a little stare with each other. I'm like, so is that's how the season's gonna go? Are they at the end of the season they're gonna be closer? I think they are interpretive dancing, telling the story.
And we
I think
see
so, too.
him in costume and out of costume. Is that
Oh, yeah.
representative of what universe he's in?
different.
Or yeah, it'll be
That could
interesting to
be.
see how we break it down once we see all the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But we do get a 6 months later, and Peacemaker is keeping in touch with the 11th Street kids for the most part, but he's still kind of upset that he's not perceived as a hero. He saved the universe, or the Earth, I should say, not the universe per se.
Right, yeah.
And he's kind of upset about it, being Peacemaker, and he goes to apply for the Justice Gang. And I really, first off, I loved seeing White Rabbit leaving upset.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, nice.
Times did I say that?
And then, yeah,
Which-
hearing Maxwell
Excellent
Lord's,
costume, by the way, too.
yes, very comic book accurate.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's obviously Guy is not an audio-visual guy, as he says. And every time they think they're talking and he can't hear it, he can hear it, as we saw in the trailer. And there's a little more to it, but, they get into his violent past and how many people he has murdered for not a good cause.
Right. I like that they asked that, and the people that you murdered not for a good cause. What were those?
Well, I wasn't so discriminatory in my killings earlier in my career.
Also, I do like that they didn't just give us that entire scene in the trailers. Obviously the trailer was a bit minced down because it was a lot of funny stuff, but obviously the episode expands it, and I think the entire interview was just as funny as it was in the trailers, including a few other little jokes and a little bit of an explanation as to why Chris can hear everything they're saying.
Yes. It was very well done, and he obviously leaves very upset. And, but we're getting...
It's like we also now understand why White Rabbit ran out of there.
Yes.
So, crying.
How many times did I mention the camel?
Right.
I like Sean Gunn as a...
Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
Nothing against Pedro. I think the script he had.
Oh,
We're
wait,
not going
did
into
Pedro play Maxwell Lord? That's
Oh,
not
no.
What are you talking about? Did that happen?
No,
Huh?
forget it.
No.
I heard
Let's
he
not
was,
get into
he was
it.
down for the role, but then nothing happened with it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they never did anything. So getting back to this, but we see everyone from the 11th Street gang, like Harcourt, can't get a job anywhere. She's basically been blackballed by, we assume, Amanda Waller after the things that happened. Amanda Waller's daughter. Her girlfriend broke up with her. She's living in the worst level of Grand Theft Auto. Diebeard is basically still working for Argus, but he's forced to spy on Peacemaker, his buddy. And obviously he's trying to help his buddy out. But, Peacemaker comes back and starts smoking weed and doing all this stuff. And I don't know if you saw the behind the scenes thing. James Gunn said he has never seen anyone who does not know how to do drugs more so than John Cena. He said that was the toughest scene to record, to film, because he didn't know how to hit a bong.
Wow.
They had to come in and show him what to do because he had no clue.
So he's
Good for
never
him.
smoked weed.
What it sounds like, yes.
Oh,
Good for him.
interesting.
That's why he's so accomplished.
And to answer your question, no, I did not see the behind the scenes. I do want to check that out because I assume, like I said, James Gunn, obviously the creator of this series, is going to go into more detail and explain, why everything is the way. So yeah, I definitely want to check that out. I've been meaning to. I just didn't get a chance.
Yeah. And like I said, everyone's kind of in a bad place, but his drug use turns into like a massive orgy, and he goes and he opens up the quantum realm.
bit.
Yes. That was a very shocking scene. I was glad when I was watching it, my kids didn't walk in at that moment. I fully expected them to, but thankfully they did not.
That was very The Boys or Doom Patrol right there.
It did feel much like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But he gets a warning that something is going on. They're not sure what it is. Rick Flag Sasha kind of warns him something's going on again. Oh, have Diebeard check it out. But, I don't trust him. Let's send somebody else out there. And, obviously he doesn't tell on Peacemaker, Chris, at the time. He kind of lets it go to see, and then he talks to, I can't remember her name. What is Waller's daughter's name?
Bandeo, something like that. Aya Bandeo? You can
That
find
sounds
it.
right.
It's just-
Aya Bandeo. Yeah. But, he talks to her and he wants her to talk to him because he can't be seen talking to him to kind of find out what's going on.
Ida Bayo.
Adebayo.
Bandeo.
Yep. And then, Flag moves it up to case priority 1. Obviously, he has probably some bad feelings about Peacemaker.
Personal reasons.
He did kill his son. And then we see Hardcore at a bar walk in and just get in a brutal fight with everybody. And at first it looked like she might win, but she ends up getting overpowered and just gets the snot beat out of her and tossed out the door.
Now, was it just me, or did you gentlemen also think that it seemed like she was going in there purposely looking for a fight?
She was.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure of it. Yeah. She had to get that aggression out. She can't do it through work anymore. So
Well,
she has
I
to
mean,
do it more.
She has been rated as being toxic masculinity, having toxic masculinity.
Yeah. You see how frightened the guy got when she stood up?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? The most for the scenes you just described, my most disappointing moment was to learn that guy's name, Diebeard, is John on the show, not Jeff. And he's Jeff in every other James Gunn project. So that hurt my feelings.
I did not know that, actually.
Would you like to talk more in depth about these feelings?
Well, maybe we can have another show right after this one because I have a lot of thoughts. It might take me a while.
Okay.
Jeff Thoughts with Dave.
But Peacemaker goes back to that or the other universe where he finds his brother Keith is still alive, the most unmasculine male name I would know. And he's in a superhero trio with Keith, Augie, and himself. They're like, I thought you were in Bloodhaven. I'm like, if we see Nightwing this season, I might crap my pants. And you guys might be thinking,
I thought the same thing, but then at the same time, I'm like, I don't think James Gunn would show us Nightwing before his Batman. I don't know.
we've seen Batman in Creature Commandos.
That's true.
We saw a shadow. I mean, you know what I mean. I don't think he would show us live action Nightwing before his live action Batman.
Maybe as a shadow.
Maybe as a shadow.
There we go. There we go. But they're excited. He's home. They decide to have drinks, and they're just, shooting the crap about all the good times they've had together. And they're kind of giving.
First off, by the way, this is a very nice house that they all live in. Huge. A lot of trophies, a lot of awards, newspaper clippings showing all about the trio and everything that they've done, how they've saved the world. And you can tell that this version in this universe, it's a far more functional family. They all love each other and care about each other very much. So even though it seems like, as we'll find out, this universe's Peacemaker is just as equally violent as a family unit, they're way closer than our Peacemaker's family was.
He didn't have the same childhood as this
Right.
Peacemaker had. So he's like, and then when like Augie gets up and he kind of flicks his ear, like says he loves him, that wasn't in the script. In the behind the scenes thing, James is like, Robert Patrick did that. And we were like, please tell me you got that. So that wasn't even in the script. And it worked so well. I mean, you can see Chris is probably thinking, my God, what did I miss? Living in this universe. What did that Chris get that I didn't get? And of course, everyone goes to bed, and that universe's Peacemaker shows up, like we saw in the trailer, and a fight ensues. They end up in the quantum realm, quantum area. I don't want to say quantum realm. I don't want anyone to get confused with Marvel.
The quantum closet.
There you go.
The quantum closet.
That's good.
And they're fighting, and that universe's Peacemaker is beating, we'll say our Peacemaker down pretty bad. And then he ends up hitting his jetpack. He flies up and impales himself, dying.
In our Peacemaker's defense, he just came from an orgy where he was doing several drugs. And
the first
then
time, apparently.
he continued to drink with his alternate universe family. So the fact that he got the crap beaten out of him, I'll give it a pass just because he was inebriated, we'll say.
Yes. No, I won't argue.
He came out on top. That's all that matters, right?
Well, I don't know. Someone was at the top.
Think about this, though. Now, our Peacemaker has killed his brother, killed his dad, and killed himself.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna need some therapy.
He can join us in our
hitting
next
up like
stream.
The how does that saying go? It's like in order to face your fears, you have to face yourself or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's done that. He accidentally killed his brother, and he had to face the fear of his father, and then he faced himself, and then killed that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got it done. We do got a comment on YouTube. James Gunn trying to push the envelope with DC Studios. Warner Brothers is known for letting their directors have complete control. That was from Kevin Davis. And especially with James being the head of DC Studios with James Safran. Yeah, he's definitely pushing the envelope. He's writing the show he wants to write. And
Oh yeah.
it's definitely an enjoyable 50-some minutes that we got Thursday night. But
We also got a message on Twitch.
oh, yes, we did. Tundra Walker Double Knot says the Bears still suck.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Can't argue with them facts. But that's how the episode ends. We do get we are getting a post credit scene in every episode, according to James Gunn. With this one's them riffing on how bad 30 Seconds to Mars is, which I concur.
Definitely attacking the Joker of the DCU.
James Gunn and Jared Leto have never gotten along. So I like that he's taking a little shot at him
Mm-hmm.
because Jared Leto sucks. Oh, sorry. I don't know who said that. But
I have never heard that band. I've heard of them. I've never heard their music, so I can't say that. But
Well, I tell you what, I'll make you a playlist of all of Jared Leto's greatest hits from his band 30 Seconds to Mars, and you can listen to the whole thing and let us know.
well, how do you have a playlist? That's
I
my
don't. I said I
question.
would make you one.
Oh, okay.
it's very easy to make playlists on Spotify.
Have you heard their music? Are they any good?
I have not. I couldn't tell you, man. I don't even know what genre it is, if it's like pop or rock or whatever. I don't think anybody does real rock anymore, do they?
Some
Not
people do.
really.
I mean, other than you, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Our
yeah.
resident
Well,
rock star.
that's because I play like old songs. That's the thing.
Now, I do want to talk again about Batman and
Okay.
perhaps Nightwing, perhaps any of the Bat family, because we got 3 Batman little Easter eggs in this episode. We got Bloodhaven, we got White Rabbit, and they mentioned Toymaker.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they talked about Toymaker. Yeah.
I'm like, they are leaning heavy into this Batman stuff, and I don't know if it's because of what his little diatribe about why Batman doesn't kill his villains from season 1 is going to come back. You know, if he's going to somehow anger a certain Dark Knight into, you know, confronting him or something. Once again, I don't think we're getting Batman in this season. But the fact that we know Batman is active already because of Creature Commandos, and he's been active for a while, we could get one of the Bat family showing up in some way. And only because they mentioned Bloodhaven multiple times in that other universe. Maybe it'll be Nightwing from that universe. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see if they do anything with it, or if it's just James Gunn just putting those out there just to prime us for when we do get actual Batman in it.
I have a much lamer answer to that. I just assumed it was him, you know, showing that it's a very connected universe, mentioning cities and places and characters, you know, just to show that they all exist within the same universe. It would be nice to see actual confirmation of Nightwing or Batman in this series, but I don't know if we actually will.
I saw a
Probably.
quote from Sean Gunn saying like how James Gunn is going to run this universe. I mean the DCU, not like Marvel when Marvel had each story was kind of pointed at the next Avengers movie,
Right.
right? He said they're going to do it more like bullet points, which means like they're going to have their own stories, and then the characters will interact, but they don't actually have to have a big part in it. You know, like
Okay.
the reporter on TV
Yeah.
was the same guy from Superman,
Right.
but that's all he had. It's just that character is played by that person.
Yeah. But did you see him talking about people breaking out of Belle Reve?
Yes.
Could that be a
I
hint
saw
at
that.
Clayface?
That, you know what, that could be.
That could be. But I mean, it wouldn't play if that's, and that'll probably be the only reference they make. You know
They
what I mean?
mentioned Belle Reve and Arkham.
Yep.
So there's your other Batman reference too.
That's right. I forgot about that. And I wonder if
Yeah, they're
if
just
it's
gonna make references like that.
if it's not a Batman cameo or a Nightwing,
Mm-hmm.
if it's some bat tech gets used in some way by somebody in this season, or they run
Mm-hmm.
into it, or something along those lines, or a flashback to Bruce Wayne's influence on Argus, because he helped create Argus. So
That's right.
you won't see him, but you'll find out that, hey, this guy was an architect into building what it is, because it seems like they are going to be Peacemaker's main nemesis in this season. And that leads me into, do you think we may see, I don't want to call them Suicide Squad, we'll call them you think we'll see another version of Task Force X coming after Peacemaker this season? Now, there was a lot of like Bronze Tiger, Killer Frost, people like that, Deadshot, who knows? We could see them coming after Peacemaker and his friends, because I do think
Actually, Yeah, you know what? I could see that since, we do have oh my gosh, what is his name? The guy that's now in charge of
Rick Flag Sr.
Rick Flag Sr., yes. Since we now have Rick Flag Sr., and he was in charge of the new iteration of Task Force X Creature Commandos in the Creature Commandos series, it wouldn't be surprising if, again, he let his personal feelings get in the way and then ordered them to go after Chris for some, I don't know, speeding ticket or some other nonsense. Because it seems like he's looking for anything that he does wrong to have an excuse. That's what Diebeard said anyway.
Yeah, and it could just be that Pocky universe that his dad created that he has control of, because they're going to be like, we saw what happened in Metropolis with the
With
Pocky
Lex.
universe.
Yeah, I like that they brought that up too.
Yeah.
That was nice.
You could destroy.
That's why they said they went to digital so quickly so that people could watch it before that happened.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yes, because the
Yeah,
Peacemaker was originally supposed to come out in September. And WB moved it up, so James was like, we got to get the digital version out soon because
I was wondering why it got released so quick. Okay, now that makes more sense.
And we know that Rick Flag is going to have a bigger, kind of a big impact on the show because he's in the opening dance sequence, so you know that he's on the show.
That is an excellent point, sir. Now, I think we also might see, I don't know, because we did see him in the first episode, I don't know if they'll be back in any capacity, but we had talked about it after Superman and seeing that the Justice Gang is just kind of a corporate funded super team and not what the Justice League will be once they form in this universe, because we saw Justice League International in the comics when Maxwell Lord was fronting them and they were just like doing his bidding. And I think if they come back, we might see a little more of that in this series. And I think we may find out, Hawkgirl and others may learn what it is and leave for either the Justice Society, somebody else down the line once they figure out. Because Maxwell, I like that they haven't made Maxwell Lord just this, muscular, like villain type guy. He's more of a gray type guy. He does bad things, but he's
a businessman right now.
Exactly. He does some good, he does some bad. And I think that's going to play out much better than just having, as we like to say, the mustache twirling bad guy. He's going to do something that they're going to need to stop, but he's not completely bad.
I wonder if there was ever a story where Maxwell Lord had the Wish Stone. I'm gonna look that up.
No. I got something else to talk about. Wish stones.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that never happened. That was a bad dream you had that one night after eating those tacos that I brought over to your house.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anyway, yeah. So what else did you have to talk about?
I don't know. One of my what's next for Peacemaker down the line. I think by the end of this season, Peacemaker's going to have his own team of heroes that he's leading. I shouldn't say heroes, because they'll probably be vigilantes, reformed villains, misfits, and because he wants to be a superhero so bad. And I think...
please include White Rabbit in it.
Oh, definitely, 100%. But I think that's what it's leaning towards. That's going to be his redemption, because right now everybody is down. That was part of the 11th Street Kids. And I think his redemption is going to, that he's not going to stay in that other universe. He's going to go there and see the grass isn't always greener and see that he's got some good things here. But he's going to learn a lot over there and come back. And he's like, wait, the Justice Gang doesn't want me? Well, I'll do it myself. Fine, I'll do it myself. No, wait, he won't be doing that.
Thanos.
Oh, and I'm sorry, he will lead a new squad that has misfits, vigilantes, reformed villains, and of course a bald eagle. We can't forget Eagly. He's going to be a part of the team.
I'd like to see a live action Kite Man.
Me too. I really want to see a live action Kite Man.
Now I do too. I didn't even think of that. That would be fantastic. That is definitely something we need now. Now, do you think when we meet the Harcourt from that other universe, she doesn't have the toxic masculinity that the one from the DCU has. Do you think, how do I say this? Do you think Chris is going to enjoy the one from the other universe and somehow try to bring her to this one and put the other one?
Oh man, I could see this going a couple of different ways. He's obviously going to try to replace the Peacemaker that he killed, so he's most likely then going to, get close with his brother from that universe, his father, and obviously Harcourt. So it would stand to reason that eventually he's probably going to feel guilty and reveal, look, I'm not actually your Chris, but I'm basically the same thing. But yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he ended up bringing her to, his regular universe. And then we also get to have that, Harcourt, meet Harcourt.
Well, he's got no reason, the way he's feeling, to return to this universe once he goes back over there and he wants to start filling the shoes of that Peacemaker.
Unless opening the universe could cause some sort of issue, or him
Right.
being in the wrong universe could do that.
That's what my next point was. Like, if he's gone for
sorry.
so long, his team was going to be like, all right, where did he go? And if he stays too long, he's going to realize that, oh, I'm tearing apart the fabric of the universe if I stay
Yes.
here. I got to go back.
It might
That's
cause
my-
whatever the DC version of a convergence is.
Yes. That's what I think is going to happen. Yes.
I could see that too, yeah.
I think you're right, sir. Then my last point. I think we might see. I talked about Amanda Waller or Argus sending a Task Force X after Peacemaker. I think we might start seeing Waller trying to get her power back. Trying to get back in, whether it's making Rick Flag out to be a criminal or a buffoon or something. I think we might start seeing her coming back for what she lost.
I could see that too. Amanda Waller doesn't just give up.
No.
And she's pretty smart, so...
She's smart, she's strategic, and she is cutthroat. So she will do whatever it takes to get back on top. Because, she probably has projects that we haven't even heard about that she does not want going south or people learning about them, and she was in control of them somehow. So I do think we will see Amanda Waller this season and her trying to get back control of Argus from Rick Flag.
I remember in the Batman animated series and the Justice League animated series, her only real equal was Batman. And they would go tit for tat with each other all the time. She'd be like, oh yeah, I know exactly who you are. You leave your DNA all over the city. And he goes, yeah, and I know where you live too.
And Doug has confirmed tonight that Batman will take on Amanda Waller in the season finale of Peacemaker.
Right. That's going to be the finale of
discussion.
Peacemaker.
No matter how many you have to kill, we
By the
will
way,
have peace.
I know since, we are such a huge channel and we got the screeners, we all know this, but he did not send out the last 3 episodes to anybody.
I heard that, yep.
Ooh.
Everyone who got screeners only got 5 episodes. And it was funny.
Good.
He was being interviewed, and they were like, why'd you only send out 5? He goes, well, there's a couple possible explanations. One, the last 3 episodes are terrible.
I doubt it.
Or there's a lot of twists and turns that we don't want any of these getting out to the general public. He goes, anytime you release it, it'll get out. He goes, it still might get out, but we are trying to contain it so everyone can, basically no spoilers for what happens the last 3 episodes of the season. So,
Yeah.
and of course, there was rumors because Camille Nanjiani was at the premiere of Peacemaker, and there was a picture of him hugging James Gunn. So, of course, people are like, Booster Gold is showing up, and it's Camille Nanjiani. I don't think that's happening. Maybe we'll see Blue Beetle.
Okay.
Because, James Gunn has said that Blue Beetle is part of the DCU, so maybe we'll see something along those lines. I don't know if he'll be joining the team Chris is setting up. If he does, he'll probably learn pretty quick that Peacemaker as a leader of a team is probably not a team that he wants to be a part of. He can go join Young Justice after he learns that, so...
Man, I can't wait till we get to see Ezra Miller reprise his role as the Flash too. I think that's going to be great. I mean, James Gunn did say that was like an incredible movie. We had to all go see it.
You remember the Flash? Yeah, it was the best superhero movie ever,
Best.
right? So,
the best. In fact, actually, let's go ahead and stop here, and for the rest of the stream, just show the Flash.
Okay.
No, wait, we'll show only the good scenes from the Flash, and that'll take. Oh, it's already over.
Just Batman eating spaghetti.
Right.
Yeah, Michael Keaton eating spaghetti. That's it.
I have to believe that somebody on YouTube has put 3 hours of Bruce Wayne eating spaghetti for you to study by.
Oh man, I wish I was still in school. That would be so good. All right, I forgot. I do have one more. I apologize.
Ooh, okay.
Do you think Vigilante is going to be a little jealous? He wasn't invited to Peacemaker's drug-induced party. And what if he kind of turns on Peacemaker and he becomes a villain in this series? To Peacemaker, he's probably a good guy still. What if he joins Waller's Task Force X or helps Rick Flag to catch?
I'm actually kind of surprised that you also had a. So here was my thought, kind of in line with what I also think he's going to be kind of against Peacemaker, but against his will. So you'd mentioned like the Task Force X. What if he ends up getting a shot collar or a bomb put in him and he's forced to go up against Peacemaker? But then I also had kind of a funny thought thinking about like if there were two Harcourts in the same universe, what if we got the old, like which one is the real one? Which one do I shoot? I mean, that just it feels like such a James Gunn thing to do.
Oh, 100%.
Wait, I'll ask you something only I would know. You don't know anything about me. Oh, wait, that's right.
Well, that made me think of
By
something.
the way, there was a Rick and Morty reference, the Red X. Red X.
Oh,
there we go.
What do you gentlemen think the odds are that Bloodsport shows up in this season?
Ooh, I don't know. Idris Elba?
What do you say that makes you think that? What have you seen that makes you
Nothing
think
I have seen makes me think that, sir. Just thinking about who could be joining Task Force X to come after him. Because we know him and Bloodsport have a history.
that? They do not like each other.
Yes.
That would mean bringing Idris Elba, right?
It would.
That's who played. I don't know.
Wonder.
I don't think you'll be able to bring him in.
I mean, he said that he wanted to be have a cameo role in it, but I don't know.
And then,
I mean, if he wants to be in it, and James Gunn has like a scene in mind for him, that would be cool.
And no one saw him on set or anything like that. I'm trying to figure out, because you got to think a lot of the people who may show up have been in the Suicide Squad or have a relationship with James Gunn in some way.
Right.
And if it fits, he's not just going to shoehorn in some people. But Bloodsport does have a history with Peacemaker and not a good, not a good one. So we see Vigilante and Bloodsport coming after Peacemaker. That'd be kind of cool. Once again, just a theory, people. A what's next theory. Nothing that is etched in stone. But we're always right. So Bloodsport will be in Peacemaker season 2.
100% confirmed.
Happening. But that's all I got.
And by the end, Vigilante will bring about the Court of Owls because he knows so much about owls. So he will bring about.
That's another Batman reference.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think of it like that, but I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, we're totally getting Batman this season. It's going to be weird seeing the Court of Owls and Batman finish up the Peacemaker season 2. Then the post-credit scene of the last episode, he'd be like, "This is my show. I wasn't even in it."
That's why the last 3 episodes weren't released, because it doesn't even have Peacemaker in it.
It's just
it's like a Boba Fett type thing.
It's just
Right.
Batman.
Oh,
Brave and Bold.
Wow, that episode of The Mandalorian on the Book of Boba Fett was really good.
People won't even talk about that anymore. They'll be like, "That episode of Batman was awesome during Peacemaker."
Oh, that would be funny.
But that is all I have, gentlemen. Do you have any what's next thoughts, theories, or should we rate this episode?
I don't think I have any what's next. What about you, Dave?
Well, I shared my what's next already, and I think that's about all I got. So
Okay.
I'm ready to rate.
Rate it up, sir.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I
You're
watched
supposed
it
to say I'm
twice.
about to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to. I'm not in with the kids lingo these days.
Rate it up, sir. And then you say that's what I was born to do.
That's what I was born to do.
Sweet. Okay, let's get into it.
That sounded so natural.
I know it just rolled right off the tongue. Okay. No, like I said, I've seen this episode twice. I know, and I have not been ever disappointed by any single Peacemaker episode. So I'm really happy that it's back. Like, yeah, the theme isn't as good as last year, but that's not to say it's not good. It's very entertaining to watch. It's just not, it just doesn't hit the same level as last year's. I don't know if he's going to do that every season and have to try and top it. I hope not, because it's hard to top perfection. I think the first season's opening credits were perfection. Um, he went through a lot in just this episode, just his emotions sweeping back and forth, and apparently he did have a really good time on a boat with Harcourt,
Right.
and she just wants to forget about it, and that's killing him inside too. But then he sees his father and his brother is the most. How did he recognize his brother? His brother died when he was 12, and he's grown into this person. But I guess you would just know it in your heart that that's your brother, and that emotion made him so happy. Oh my God, I want to be here. So he took it all over the charts on this episode, and it was really good. And that's what I think is going to happen. He's going to try and live in that world and realize that he can't at some point. So I'm really looking forward to it. To me, this opening episode for a season two, for a season two to have a good opening episode, it's becoming more and more rare because they try and play off the nostalgia of the previous season on a lot of shows. And this one kind of did, but it didn't overdo it. It just reminded you what happened. So I'm going to give this first episode an 8. I loved it. Who's next?
Well, I can go next. I definitely enjoyed it also. Even though I didn't like the opening credits as much as I enjoyed it from season one, it was still good, still interesting, and like you guys said, it probably tells us the entire season in dance numbers. When we saw Batman swinging Nightwing around, no, just kidding. But, the music's always good. We get a lot of great performances. Everyone in this is great. And I've said it so many times. I've never liked John Cena in anything until he became Peacemaker. And there was an interview with John Cena, and he was talking about, what's his favorite role he's played. And he said, it's Peacemaker. And they're like, oh, why is it Peacemaker? And he goes, I'll tell you why. Because I was not James Gunn's first choice to play Peacemaker.
Huh.
I don't know who his first choice was. He didn't mention it, but he said, but I came in, I did the work, I did as best I could, I did everything I could, and because of it, James Gunn broke his cardinal rule. When someone dies, they stay dead. He brought me back because he wanted to tell more stories because of the work I put in. And I was like, wow, that's true. That's a good point. And, it shows in this. The fact that we kind of get that continuation from season one, they made those subtle changes to bring it into the DCU instead of having in the DCEU. And it worked. And it was a funny episode. It was, we learned all of the trauma for all of the characters from the 11th Street Kids. They're going to build on that. I know they're going to do a good job building on it just because James wrote all of these episodes. And like any good episode, as soon as it ended, I wanted the next episode. Now, it could have been, like the fight scenes were great too, don't get me wrong. But I think it was a little slow in the middle. A tad thing, not enough to get me on my phone or anything else, but it did kind of slow down a little bit to give us a lot of detail and go into some things. So for that, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I loved it, thought it was really good, and I know that once the whole season is out, everything that happens is going to make sense. But as a standalone episode right now, 7.5.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Keith. Very good episode. I agree with the points that, especially what you said, Dave, how a lot of season twos, they can be hit or miss. And so, I want to try and remain, like, oh, well, you never know. Got to pull back my hype level just in case, you know. But it's so hard with what we know about James Gunn's movies and TV shows. It's hard for me to do that. And I was pretty hyped going in, and I that may have influenced me somewhat because I was very excited going in. I already knew, keep the phone down, watch the show. You got to pay attention to any sort of Easter eggs. It's going to be funny, it's going to be action packed, and it was. It was a very good episode. But like what Keith said, it was very much like they did use it to catch you up. I do appreciate the fact that they altered some of the scenes from the previous season to show the DCU and show us the Justice Gang. And I also appreciate anytime James Gunn uses any sort of, like character that you wouldn't regularly see. Like, again, I thought it was hilarious seeing the White Rabbit show up. Like, it was there for a brief second, but it was still funny, and it was a nice little nod to the greater universe that this is all taking place in. But yeah, like what Keith also said, where it does kind of slow down in little bits and pieces. It was sort of like we were using this episode to reset, kind of, show where we're at right now, who the characters are, what we're catching up where we left off from the last season, but now we're also sort of reestablishing this adjusted universe that we're in now. But I really, really enjoyed this sort of expansion on the quantum closet. I'm totally stealing that name, Dave. I like it. And I have to wonder, and I meant to ask you two earlier, did you suspect in the first season that this quantum closet opened up into other universes? Because
Nope.
I did not expect that at all. I assumed that this was literally just, a quantum storage space, a place where he kept all of the helmets and gear and everything else, that his dad had made for him. I did not know that there were other doors, and then seeing that alien dude come out and toss something in his little incinerator trash can, I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So they're definitely expanding on like what this thing does. I like that they did that. It kind of expands on our the world here. And I also like that they showed what a well-adjusted, brought up in a good, loving family Peacemaker would look like. I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, I think overall, I'm going to give this a 7.5 as well. It was a good episode. I did enjoy it. But yeah, it did have a few slow moments. I do think that it's going to continue to get better, though. Not saying this was bad by any means. It was good.
And that alien that dropped off the dead baby or whatever dropped into that incinerator
Into
is
the
also in
microwave?
the opening credits. It's also in the opening credits.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay.
Oh,
Yes, it
because
is.
I mean he's coming back. We're gonna see more of him.
Oh. Well, we did see in the trailer that when he's talking to somebody else, he says, "Oh, that guy's a dick."
Oh yeah, when he was talking to
It's,
Vigilante.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vigilante, that's right.
And it's funny because James Gunn was talking too about it. He said, "I love taking something from the first season and expanding on it for the second season." And it looks like it's going to be that quantum realm because, yeah, I don't think anyone took it as, oh, it's going to be some, pocket dimension, some interdimensional, gateway to get to other dimensions. But with him writing Superman, it kind of came about. So yeah, kind of nice.
Imagine getting multiverse correct in one episode of a season of a show that the MCU failed to do in an entire phase.
At least the phase is going to be over soon.
Really?
I do have to chuckle that this is probably just like a one-off thing for James Gunn. Like he's probably not thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make this whole thing about the multiverse." He's probably to him this is probably just like a side joke for a larger story.
It was just, yeah, it's just him to have a story to tell about Peacemaker and show him you could have had a good life with a good dad, but
Right.
you didn't, and he's gonna build on that.
Aw.
And, not gonna be fun.
I wonder. Another question for you, gentlemen: do you think his dad in this other universe is also a raging racist?
I initially thought no,
Mm-hmm.
but I wonder if that could be something that he learns this other universe, it's like totally acceptable and normal to be like a raging racist. Because if you ever saw the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror stuff, Homer's going through all these universes. Every time he comes in, it's something wrong, so he keeps leaving.
Oh, yeah.
In one episode, he's like, "Oh, I think everything looks normal." He goes, "I think I'll have a donut." And they go, "What's a donut?" He's like, "Ah," and he leaves, and then it starts raining donuts like outside.
It just didn't call it the same thing.
So it could.
I also think.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say.
No, I also. You go.
I do think that we will find something out. Like the grass isn't always greener somewhere else, and even though it looks like a perfect place for him now, there's going to be some negatives that pushes him.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, it looks upon first visit, it looks like paradise to him.
Oh yeah,
but it's definitely not. It's not going to be.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me of the Justice League Unlimited episode where they went to the alternate universe of the Justice Lords, and everything looked peaceful and everything looked friendly and nice, and it was clean, and it seemed like crime had been put to an end, only to find out that that's because the Justice League was going around killing anybody that dared break a law, like polluting, littering.
That's how it would be if Punisher got his way.
Well, you think?
Violent crimes, anyway. Yeah, he would just take him out. He wouldn't bother. He wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, but you don't want the Justice League murdering people just to keep
no
the streets safe.
But
it would be like
kinda,
not to get political, like sending the National Guard out of the city. But we're not going to get political.
I can't imagine any U.S. leader ever doing anything like that. That would just be crazy.
You're right. You're 100% accurate, sir. You're absolutely right.
Oh, right on my drink. Here we go.
You already ran out?
Yeah, that was a little bit dry tonight.
I would say something, but we're on the air. But we have more to talk about tonight. We have the trailer for Fallout.
We do?
We do. And although we didn't talk about it on our last stream when it came out, that was for very good reasons. And not just because I forgot about it.
We wanted to build suspense up until tonight.
We wanted to go frame by frame and give you every tiny detail that you may have missed in it.
Well, this might be a bit of a consolation. I don't know. You guys decide. But I have not seen any videos put out by Screen Crush or New Rockstars talking about the Fallout trailer. So
we're ahead of the game.
We might have beat them. Unless they just didn't come up on my YouTube search. But I did look to see if any of them had reviewed it yet. And I didn't see anything.
All right. Well, are you gentlemen ready to start watching this fabulous trailer together?
I am. And I'm ready to nitpick.
That is a good question. First off, I just want to say, it was so nice seeing the Mojave Desert in this. For anyone who's played Fallout New Vegas, just seeing that at the end of last season and finding out, yes, they are 100% going to New Vegas in Season 2 was just a wonderful little treat. And we know who she's going after. It's her dad.
Oh, yeah.
And she probably does have some mixed feelings about him after all that happened in Season 1.
Mixed, that might be putting it lightly, when she found out what he did to her mom.
True.
But I do like how the ghoul phrases it. It says, "What say you, Mrs. McLean?" That's a great question.
And I'd just like to say, Sierra is out in the chat on Twitch. She says, "Yo, what is up, nerds? What is up with you, young lady? Thanks for joining us." All right, let's get back to the trailer. That is a good question. Why would her dad go to Las Vegas?
He likes hookers and blow.
Well, the ghoul ends up saying, You want to know why the world ended? It started here with one man. And I was a bit conflicted about that line. Now, I you played Fallout New Vegas as well, right, Keith?
I did.
Yeah. If you remember from the game, the entire like premise of it was kind of hinged on Robert House. He was basically trying to figure out when he figured, okay, the bombs are going to drop eventually. That's the only way this war is going to end because, it's inching closer and closer to that. He ended up coming up with this big equation trying to figure out exactly what day and what time they would drop, and he was off by like a day, but he had outfitted Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Strip, with like a shield to protect it, so like all the buildings would remain intact. And he had this plan that he was going to use this thing called the Platinum Chip, this like advanced computer program thing that would help him run the entire strip. So by Cooper Howard saying, oh well, it was the bombs dropped because of House. I don't know if that is them kind of fiddling with the canon a bit, or if we're about to learn something new that the game's never really said.
Or if he just misinterpreted what happened and Robert House
I
just
think
knew
that
when the
might
bombs
be
were going to drop.
closer.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that might be a little bit closer that, Cooper being just an actor who visited him, he may not have actually known, like, and he might be speculating.
Yep. And Sierra does say that's so awesome. They're doing Vegas. That means Fallout is going to be a long running show.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Let's get back to the trailer. It's nice that we are getting more flashbacks because I think they handled flashbacks really well in season one. So
Same.
I'm happy that we're going to be getting a lot more backstory in this, especially with Tagul's backstory, obviously working for Vault Tech and traveling to Vegas to speak with the aforementioned Robert House, played by Justin Theroux.
Yes. And the flashbacks, I also love them because I think they do something that the games never really, and I'm talking about even all of them, something the games never really did a very good job of. They don't do too much in the way of saying exactly what the pre-war world was like, except through the propaganda. Like we see a lot of posters, we hear a lot of old audio files. We'll read some things every now and again, but it's usually through the eyes of the people that were benefiting from the bombs dropping and the rampant capitalism that was going on. So it's nice being able to see sort of a wider picture of what's going on. I do appreciate that as well. And you had mentioned that we got to see Mr. House, now played by Justin Theroux. That is a change from the first season where he was played just in a little flashback scene by Rafi Silver. I did try to look up when I saw there was going to be an acting change. I tried to see if there was any specific reason why they did it, but the studio didn't offer anything. None of the directors, the creative team ever said why they did it. But the speculation out there was that Justin Theroux is just a more he's a more experienced actor, and he's played a lot more villainous roles. And since House is supposed to be such a larger piece of this season, they wanted somebody who could portray that better. I tend to agree that sounds right, but again, we don't have any actual guarantee or actual words from the studio, so I'm not sure. Oh, but one other thing that I wanted to mention and why I asked you to stop there for just a brief second, we end up seeing a Securitron robot in. I'm gonna guess that this is the starting town in New Vegas. I'm curious what you think about that, Keith, but that's what it looked like to me.
It did.
But that was specifically Victor. And in the game, he's a Securitron robot who digs the player character out of a shallow grave that then, gets you on your way to actually, playing the game. Now, little bit of New Vegas spoiler. If you have not played the game, skip past this for a few seconds. But
Hey, I gotta leave now too?
Get out.
You're gonna cover
get
some
out, get
things
out of here.
that could ruin it for me? Okay, I'll go get a drink.
the only type of game that Dave is never going to play. But little bit of a spoiler here. The only way that Victor is still around is if Mr. House survives, at least in the game. So, Again, I'm not saying that that is absolutely what's going to happen. We don't know for a fact if Mr. House is going to play a role post-war, but in the games, that's the only way that Victor survives.
And I don't
If
think
Mr. House is incapacitated or dies in any way, Victor is gone.
and I don't think we ever got the actual official canon ending for Fallout New Vegas.
Nope,
So I think
not
this
yet.
show is going to set it. Which, if
That's
you
what I'm
watched
thinking too.
our What's
agree with
Next
you.
Fallout video that we put out at the end of season 1, we kind of talk about that. And so if you haven't seen it, go back and check out our What's Next Fallout video after season 1 ended. We have a lot of good stuff. But are you ready to get back? Oh, maybe we should wait for Dave to get back. Oh, he's back. Excellent. Let's get back to the trailer, gentlemen. And you're right. Even though he says he started the war, he does say, I know when the bombs are going to drop. He does not say, I'm going to be the one dropping them. So I think he mistook that. And we see Dinky the dinosaur in this. We see Caesar's Legion. They show a lot of the different factions and things that happen in Fallout New Vegas in this. So it seems like the writers did their job and played the game and loved the game. So that is a great thing.
They were all hired by Henry Cavill, who will not not finish any show if it's not true to the source material, and I like that about him.
Another thing that I will say, I cheated on this one because I did not catch this right away. I ended up finding out from a, oh my gosh, was it the Hollywood Reporter? I think it was. It was either the Hollywood Reporter or The Verge. They pointed out that if you slow down the trailers, they're showing, that sort of army encampment or whatever, where in that just short scene where we see the Brotherhood of Steel airship and Maximus, if you zoom in on the building, it's labeled Area 51.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
So apparently that is the new Brotherhood of Steel, I guess, base of operations.
That is
Sears in
awesome.
the chat says what Doug said. If you pay attention to the game lore, you will have some more answers. And yeah, Henry Cavill is the bee's knees.
And yeah, that's the lore of the game. It has a bunch of different branches and things, so we don't know, because as you play, you make decisions, and that affects the outcome of the game. And we do think season 2 will set the actual canon for it, because you can take over New Vegas as the player, which I don't think would make a very good canon ending, because we all played our characters different. So, but it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
I mean, if you've ever played New Vegas, you know that the main character was shot in the head. So I can't imagine the person in charge of the entire New Vegas strip should be a dude with brain damage. Just my thoughts.
The courier.
Right.
I love that line. I don't think you want to kill me yet, which is seemingly from the flashback. And he is definitely going to want to kill him when he comes back in Fallout Season 2. He's definitely going to want him dead.
Oh, definitely. Especially if he thinks that House is the one who dropped the bombs. Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he said he would do anything to protect your family.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can't protect them, well, sure as heck, avenge them. Oh, wait, that's Tony Stark's line from the Avengers. Sorry about that. Oh, and Sierra says, all I'm going to say is do not be shocked if the main character dies. But also maybe be shocked. I don't know. Do you? LOL. I
Well, that
don't
wouldn't be okie dokie with me.
The okie dokie with you?
It would not be okie dokie with me. I
Oh,
think she's a
okay.
great main character.
I think the ghoul might die. I don't think Lucy will die.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's lived long enough,
He's
But don't they live forever?
not forever, but definitely a very much longer than an average human life they can live.
Mm-hmm.
But they can die of natural causes. But he's going to go out. He's going to save Lucy or do something to better life. He's going to, because they keep hinting at his past life. He wasn't the best guy, and he was shilling for Vault-Tec, which they haven't come on the show yet, but they were experimenting on everybody. So I think it may come out eventually that he did some bad things and he's going to have a little redemption arc in season 2 or sometime down the line in Fallout.
We actually do talk a little bit about that in our what's next after season 1. So definitely go back and watch that. We talk a little bit about what the show left out about Vault-Tec and the original game reason as to why they were doing what they did. So again, definitely check that out. I don't know if the show is going to change that up as well, so we'll have to see.
Let me just tell you, Sierra says, nope, Doug, or Noah, Doug. I think she means nope. Oh, whoa, Doug, you're way too woke wearing that Superman shirt, LOL.
Did you know it? I just saw that it made just a quick note, it made more than all the DCU movies, like the highest grossing DCU movie.
Oh, damn.
DCEU movie.
Domestically.
That's pretty bad, that post-pandemic movie. Dang.
Well, remember, the highest grossing DCEU film is Aquaman, which made over $1 billion.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
Not
Aquaman.
2. Aquaman, not the second one.
Wow. Well, the first one wasn't that great either.
It was better than the second one.
But definitely better than the second one.
I mean, come on, dude. A lot of things were better than Aquaman 2. I slept through part of that. I would know.
All right, let's get back to the trailer.
Hello.
I think Dinky wants to say hello. Okay.
This December.
Pumpkin.
Thanks for that.
Pumpkin.
Very moving.
Pumpkin.
Yes, we will remember that. Thank you.
Pumpkin spice for your dad. Yes, your dad loves pumpkin spice.
Pumpkins are born.
Okay, let's get back to the trailer. And we do see people exploding in pools, obviously a trap set. We see Lucy and Dinky Dinosaur, which, oh my God, what is his name? Oh, Boone. That's Boone the sniper, yeah, where he was at in the game. So that was pretty cool. You know, so much, you know, the neon signs, the ruined casinos, the desert sprawl. This is exactly what I was hoping to get out of season 2. But we still have something else that we're going to see. But I'm very excited for this.
Same. I love that, you know, we're seeing in more flashbacks. I like that we see Cooper's time in the Army. He had mentioned in the first season that he had spent some time in Alaska, and we see him in power armor. So that was pretty cool seeing that. And, oh, man, everything so far, for them only doing 8 episodes, it looks like they're cramming so much in, and I cannot wait to see it all.
Now, seeing Lucy's dad in power armor, too, do you think that is also a flashback to his time in the Army?
I don't know. That looked like it might be more post-war. But also, speaking of Lucy's dad, we see a glimpse of, I think it looks like another vault, or maybe a Vault-Tec sort of headquarters that's underground. And we don't see a whole lot of, at least I don't remember seeing a whole lot of vaults in Fallout New Vegas. So that'll be interesting. I'm curious to know, you know, where this is, you know, where it's located, what it actually is, if there's anyone alive in it.
Probably not. They were probably experimented on. But let's finish up this bad boy because they gave us something I'm very excited for. Pause it here just for a second. It didn't get to the part I was talking about. I forgot about that little montage. We see the rad roaches in the building. But I love the fact that they kind of give a shout out to VATS with that slow motion shot of Lucy. For those of you who haven't played the game, VATS is basically this thing where you basically stop the game, pause it, and you can pick where you want to shoot on your victim. And if you get a high enough roll, I suppose, I don't know what to call it, you get lucky enough, you basically can get a critical hit like on their head or their arm. And you can basically do damage to a certain part of the body. So like if a super mutant's chasing you, you can blow his leg out so he's slower, can't get at you as fast. And that looks like a total shout out to VATS.
That feature that you just were mentioning, that was introduced, believe it or not, in Fallout 4. Like, VATS was there in all of the other Fallout games, but the idea that targeting a specific body part could actually slow somebody down or, you know, like inhibit their movement, That was introduced in Fallout 4, and it was one of my favorite features. I like when you blow the legs off of a zombie or a ghoul. They're just stuck there on the ground. But if you do it on one of the robots will crawl at you Terminator style. Very cool feature.
Once here did say Big Coop. I'm assuming for Lucy's dad. I can't remember the actor's name who plays him, but he was in Twin Peaks.
Oh, she didn't mean Cooper Howard?
Oh, maybe she did mean Cooper Howard.
Sure, she'll let us know.
Yes, let us know, Sierra, while we finish this up and get to the scene that I was so excited.
Okay.
And we are going to get season 2 on December 17th. But we had heard, because one of our, I don't want to say gripes, but one of the things was we never saw a Deathclaw in season 1. And the writers had said they wanted to save that for future seasons, possibly season 2, because obviously their budget was a lot less for season 1. But as one of the most watched shows on Amazon Prime when it came out, it got a little increase. And man, I didn't know if we would see it in the trailer. I heard we were getting them in season 2. For those of you who played the game, Deathclaws are the hardest enemy to fight. They are relentless. They are like they're like a xenomorph. If you were watching our streams from Alien Earth, they're just nonstop and they're tough and they're scrappy and they're a very tough enemy. So seeing them in this, and of course seeing the ghoul's reaction to it, I defer to you on this, and he just takes off running.
Right. He knows better.
I've never heard of xenomorph referred to as scrappy. That's awesome.
Well, at least in Alien Earth, it seems a bit more scrappy than they normally are.
Normally there's...
Now, one thing that I like about this, because I wanted to look up after we had watched, after I'd watched the trailer about 32,000 times, I wanted to look up and find out if it was like all CG, and it is not, and that makes me so happy. So if you all watched season 1, which if you're watching this, our trailer breakdown, I assume you watched season 1. I hope you did. But there was this one creature called the Gulper that, ends up, the ghoul is using Lucy as bait to try and get this thing. That was pretty much an entirely, it was a puppet. So when, it was swallowing up Lucy and anybody else, that was actually a practical thing that they had created. They, filled in a couple of the other things with CG. But they're doing the same thing with the Deathclaws. And I love that. I love the fact that they're mixing puppets, actual physical puppets, with a little bit of CG. I think that makes the acting appear much more genuine when they get to act against something more realistic.
Instead of a tennis ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Which, oh, by the way, Mr. Handy that was going to do surgery on Lucy in the first season, Snip Snip, that was also a puppet, except for the arms. That was the only part of it that was CG.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely like when they do more practical effects and stuff. It doesn't need to all be CGI. And the first season was so good, so well written, so well acted. Such a feel for the game. And that trailer has not dissuaded me from thinking season 2 is just going to be that much better.
Nope, not at all.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait to see New Vegas. Loved playing that game. I loved all the Fallout games, though. 3, New Vegas, 4. 1 and 2 were fine, but it was a totally different style. 3 really brought the first-person shooter out and really added the open worldness to it all. And it's going to be good. I'm so glad December 17th is not that far away at this point. When it said December 17th, I was
weird.
first
That sounds weird to say that December isn't that far away. Where did this year go?
It's less than 3 months. That's
I know.
crazy.
Yeah, when it first said it, I was like, oh man, we got to wait a minute. No, we don't. But hype levels. What are your guys' hype levels after seeing the first trailer for Fallout Season 2?
I love the first season, and then and I kind of like the fact that I don't know that much about the games. So everything that happens, besides whatever is described to me from my daughter, Sierra, or you guys that have seen the game, it's all new to me. It's all going to be new to me, and everything I've seen I like so far. So my hype is pretty far up there. I'm going to say my hype's about 7.5 right now.
Nice.
Yeah, see, I was looking forward to this. I loved season 1, and seeing the Death Claw, seeing New Vegas look so good. I think my hype level's probably at a 9. I know that's not healthy, but I can't help it. I just love the Fallout games. I love the theme to it all, and I won't be disappointed. I will guarantee that today. Season 2 is going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic. December 17th. And the best thing is Doug shared this in our Slack. They're going week by week for season 2. They're not dropping all the episodes all at once, which is fantastic because
I love it. So, gentlemen, does that mean that we are going to be reviewing this week by week as well, then?
you know that's right, sir.
Absolutely.
Ooh, absolutely. Well, gentlemen, my hype level, and you, Keith, you thought that yours was unhealthy. Yeah, my hype level is like 12 out of 10. I mean, I'm through the roof excited about this because I love the games. I have played the heck out of them. I will admit, the first Fallout game that I ever played was Fallout Tactics, or was it Brotherhood of Steel? I think it was Brotherhood of Steel. It was on the PlayStation. That was the first Fallout game I ever played, and it's not even a good one. And I, so
I'm
after
just
that,
happy you didn't
Fallout
give
3,
up on Fallout after playing that.
Oh, I know, me too. So when I heard that, like Fallout 3 was coming, I'm like, oh wow, oh, I remember Fallout. Yeah, it was that first-person shooter. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll check it out. Played it over at a friend's place. Excellent. Oh my God, I was like addicted. It was such a good game. I love the story in it. It has perfect like built-in little creepy moments, and the show had season 1 of the show had the same level of like humor, in my opinion, world building, fun characters, funny moments. I just thought it had a good mix of everything, and you can easily see why it was one of the most watched shows on Amazon Prime, and it's easy to see why they gave it a second season, and also why they want to give us those water cooler moments and break it out, week by week. And I'm so happy they're doing that.
So what would you say your hype level is, sir?
Oh, like I said, 12 out of 10.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay, excellent. That's excellent. Now,
Very unhealthy.
obviously, out in the chat, let us know your hype levels. Are you looking forward to it? Did you watch season 1? Why are you watching this video if you didn't watch season 1? Maybe you just love us.
Well,
Understandable.
while they are doing all of that, Keith, if you would bring up the trailer one more time, there was one thing that I forgot to mention.
Okay.
Scoot it back to where they show us the Legion, if you would.
As it were.
Caesar's Legion?
Yes.
Okay, let me find them. I must have passed them. Hold on. Okay, I'm getting there. 1 second.
Thank you. So Keith did mention, like real quickly, they show us a lot of these different different factions and everything that you end up meeting throughout playing the Fallout games. This was a unique faction to Fallout New Vegas. We don't really see or hear of them in any other form in any of the other games. So it is fun to be able to see them show up in this show. And as soon as you bring that up, I will talk about what I wanted to mention.
Okay, it's coming up soon. I was moving it too quick to.
Oh.
And by the way, if you've made it this far into the video on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
Yes.
And comment if you want to too. Okay, here we go.
All right.
There they are.
Now, we see Lucy going into their camp. She doesn't look like she really wants to be there. Maybe, this is just her vault, upbringing coming out. But we also notice in this scene that Keith has up right here, this is what I wanted to show because it's very interesting. This is showing us the what I assume is the new leader of Caesar's Legion. So for those of you that have played the game, bit of a spoiler warning, but unless you as the player character intervene in a series of different side quests or you've got the right stats and you go out of your way, Caesar dies in the end. And Caesar, by the way, is a dude named Edward Sallow. He's the leader of Caesar's Legion, which is a horrible, villainous unit faction that you meet in Fallout New Vegas. They literally hang people up by crosses. They're not good guys. But if for whatever reason you joined that faction and you save Caesar by removing his brain tumor, then he's going to go on living and taking over New Vegas. But in pretty much every other outcome, he dies in one of many different ways. Either you kill him or he dies from his brain tumor. So I am assuming that is what happened. Again, huge assumption. I'm assuming that's what happened here. And I think, based on the shoulder pauldrons alone, this might be a bit of a stretch, but I think this is Legate Lanius. And that was Caesar's second in command in the game. And it would make sense if Caesar did die that Lanius would end up taking over Caesar's Legion. Because I don't think they're just going to vanish out of the Mojave Desert. I'm pretty sure, obviously, they're still going to be trying to maintain a stronghold on whatever part they already ruled.
And especially the fact that Mr. House is still in New Vegas would lend to it that Caesar did die in the canon universe that we're going to see.
Right. And I know we've mentioned that a couple of times, like, we think this show is going to establish what the official canon is. I kind of hope it does. Like, I know that a lot of people who are all about, I want to make it my own story, they might be disappointed that now there's going to be an official canon ending. I kind of like it. The game's been out long enough,
And you can that's why they give you all the options. You can play your game how you want, but having this official canon, they can build on it in future seasons and all that good stuff. Now,
so did anybody else put in the chat what their hype level is?
We did not get any chats about the hype level.
Well, put it in the comments down below if you're watching us on YouTube.
Yes, please do, please do. Now, you may have noticed I have changed the symbol on our screen to Marvel Studios.
You did? Does that mean you have some
that.
rumor?
It does, and I accidentally did it. So we're getting into it now. Because I meant still the Fallout one, but I switched it anticipating. So there's two things today.
Ooh.
The first one, the rumor is that a Judgment Day project is in development and could be one of the untitled shows in development for Disney+. Judgment Day is where the Celestials decide to judge Earth. And it is a huge crossover event, and I can't imagine them wanting to do another major crossover on Disney Plus where they don't have the budget to do it right, a la Special Investigation. I think this is complete and total BS. If they're planning to do a Judgment Day thing, it's not anytime soon, and it is certainly not on Disney Plus.
Especially with if they had to bring back whatever actors survived, from the other movies, so that'd be a big budget right there.
And not to mention, the Eternals movie did not do well. Most people probably don't even remember it if they ever saw it anyway. It didn't really have that many long-lasting consequences, save for like the adamantium. That is about it. So it's like it's mentioned briefly in Miss Marvel, and then obviously it's a plot point in Captain America: New World Order, but really only the aspect of Brave New World. Thank you. But really, it's only just the adamantium that they can get from it. It seems like they're going out of their way not to really mention much about the Celestials, so they would have to do a lot of work to sort of bring that back and also establish them as more of a threat, something to be worried about. Bring them up. They would need to do it, I think, in my opinion, piecemeal style, the way that they did with Thanos. Keep showing them. Show that they have like some sort of control over, parts of the universe. Show that they're judging other worlds too.
Give us more Daredevil Born Again, or Daredevil, whatever you want to rename the show. Give us Nova. Give us
more
like
street
that.
level stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't start doing this stuff you can't afford to do on television for television.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Yes, especially if, again, the main architects of Judgment Day if they've already been seen in a relatively poor light. Like they've barely been established in the larger MCU, uh, save for, and I know that this is, people argue about this a bit, but the fact that in the MCU, Ego is considered a Celestial,
Yeah.
whereas he is not in the rest of like Marvel Comics.
Very true. Now there's one more rumor.
Okay.
I saved the best for last. I think that should give you a hint about what it's about. Wonder Man might release on Disney Plus December 10th.
Okay.
Yes. That means we already got a trailer for Fallout, which comes out December 17th, which means the Wonder Man trailer is coming every day. And let me just tell you, when it drops, we will be live streaming 24/7, talking about it, loving it, doing nothing but talking Wonder Man all day, all the time. We will cover every scene.
Molecule.
We will go frame by
Second
frame.
by second.
Yes.
Frame by frame.
We will miss nothing in covering the greatest superhero in the Marvel Universe, Simon Williams, Wonder Man.
Real talk, I do think, and I want to hear what the rest of our people out there in the comments say, but I do think you should do, as soon as it drops, a trailer reaction. You did one of those for something else that came out.
The Book of Boba Fett.
And was it Book of Boba Fett? Okay. Yeah. I think that's an excellent idea. The minute it drops, I think you ought to just put your thoughts. Like, this is what I think of the trailer that just dropped. I think a lot of people would be interested to hear because as much as you like Wonder Man, I hope the trailer lives up to, what you think it's going to be.
Me too. I'm excited. Grim Reaper's in it. Some of the best comics. I'll be doing some back issue breakdowns leading up to Wonder Man. Some of my favorite Wonder Man
I love your
comics.
back issue breakdowns.
Who doesn't?
I don't know, but if they don't, come talk to me.
Well, if the numbers on TikTok have anything to say about it, a lot of people like them.
That's true.
Yeah, I'd say that was the shorter list on who doesn't like them.
Yes.
Amen. And they're all weirdos that don't like them. So don't be a weirdo and like. All right. I think that's everything, gentlemen. Should we find somebody to raid?
I think we should. Let's see.
I
here.
see
Who
Bubble.
am
I see Flake of Wrath.
Yep, same.
I see Jinxie.
Macaw.
Jinxie's got 38,000.
Whoa.
Who is this, you said?
Jinxie. We've rated Jinxie before,
Okay.
Well, what do you think?
but they certainly don't need our help right now.
They certainly don't, yeah. Macaw 45, Bubble, Flake of Wrath. Flake of Wrath only has 4.
Yeah,
Well, then
let's
why don't we go visit Flake of Wrath?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's help them. Imagine thinking cheesecake is a pie.
What? Who on earth would think something so silly?
Well, apparently Flake of Wrath.
We're not rating.
So,
it. We're done.
All of you wondering what we're doing when we say we're getting ready to raid. Well, let me tell you all, if you want to just sit down, take a seat. When your fellow nerds, when one nerd loves another nerd very much, a lot of times they'll get together and they, want to raid a channel, as it were, and, create more fellow nerds. You know what? This is getting a little confusing. Ask your mommy and daddy nerd all about it. They'll tell you. But either way, we're going to kind of keep the party going, hang out with our pal, Flake of Wrath. But for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, obviously you know that we can't quite do anything quite like that on YouTube. I wish we could, but it's very clunky, so we don't mess with it. So, while we're going to end the party on YouTube, we do ask that if you haven't already, like our channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, most important, share it with your friends, and comment down below. And we'll see you next time, right here, on Not Your Status Quo. Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.